Short scar facelift, or S-lift, also called mini facelift. This is a very popular procedure that I want to talk about the high points of what is it, how is it done, what is the recovery like, expectations for results, and how does it differ from the more involved deep plane facelift. So mini facelift is a very popular idea. And the reason it's popular is because if a patient can go to the office, have local anesthetic instead of going to sleep, and have the areas numbed where the lift is going to occur, and be completely comfortable, and 2 hours later walk out of the office as if nothing happened, recover very quickly, and get a facelift result, that sounds just too good to be true. And the reality is that it is a little bit too good to be true in the sense that a mini facelift is going to give you a mini result. It's not going to give you the same kind of result as a deep plane facelift. So what kind of candidates are good candidates for a mini facelift or a short scar facelift? Well, first of all, those patients who have looseness and laxity out towards the sides of the face. For example, if the jawline tends to be a little bit loose here, or we have a little bit of laxity on the outer portion of the face, and not so much laxity and looseness and aging changes evident in the central part of the face, then perhaps a mini facelift could be beneficial. And the reason that that is such a key component of outer facial aging is because that's the area where the mini facelift can make improvements. Oftentimes we fool ourselves when we pull on our faces in the mirror and we see improvements in the central part of the face. In fact, a mini facelift is not going to do anything for the central part of the face. It's only going to affect the outer portions of the face. And that's, quite honestly, an area that's just not so subject to aging. When we look at our faces and we see signs of aging, typically it's in the central region, and we need to have a more complete deep plane facelift. So the mini facelift or short scar facelift is a reasonable procedure for people who have a unique concern of aging that is more on the outside area of the face, and they are expecting only subtle improvements for the central face. Now, in terms of how it's done, as I mentioned, it's under local anesthetic, and patients can be very comfortable. This is an easy area to numb, and typically it's in an area that is around the ear such that a short incision starting at the top of the ear, going in front and then behind the ear in this S-shaped pattern can be done very comfortably and effectively. Then I lift the skin from the underlying what's called SMAS, S-M-A-S, which is the muscle fascial layer, and then place sutures in the muscle fascial layer to lift and tighten that area. Then a small strip of skin is removed and the incision is closed. All that can be done comfortably under local anesthetic. You don't have to go to sleep for it, so it has a lot of advantages from that point of view. But again, the results are quite limited, and usually patients who are looking for a surgical refresh have aging in the central part of the face where they have deep nasolabial folds, marionette lines, jowls, loose neck skin. A mini facelift or a short scar facelift is not going to really do much for that. So you have to be careful about which procedure is going to be most appropriate, and seeking the advice of a board-certified plastic surgeon who is focused on facelifting to be able to guide you. I see a lot of patients for revisions after mini facelifts done elsewhere, and they have the scar from the facelift and they've invested quite a lot in terms of recovery and financially, but with really not much result. So it's a procedure that I don't do very often for a good reason, because generally speaking, patients benefit much more from the deep plane facelift.